you're all doing well. I am here to do another VR, this time to Feeding My Soul 1212. She did, it's a two-parter, so this is part one of Show Us Your Decks. And it's kind of a scavenger hunt. It's a lot of fun. Also makes you think as you peruse your collection of decks. So we've got 15 prompts here. The first one is a deck you want to use, but it hasn't seen much playtime on your desk. For me, that would be the Seasonal Fox. And there's two kinds. This is the day, and there is also a nighttime. And I got this from Tivata Tarot. I really enjoyed their decks. They usually come with, this one has like a front and back to it. But they also will have, usually from the author, you'll get like a signed authenticity. And here is the QR code to get the PDF for the guidebook. So again, this is the day one, as you can see in the top. There's a night version. And what it means by seasonal is the tarot deck is about foxes, but each suit is a different season. And this is during the day, so the other deck is evening images, which are obviously, you know, the shades are darker and not as bright. So I keep mine in this little bag. And I just love this deck. I don't get enough time with it. It's lovely. Look at the colors and look at the character in the fox's expression and the mice. The swords, I believe, are winter, you know, since it's a seasonal fox. And pentacles are in the spring. Look at the cherry blossoms. He's so cute. The wands are summer. So you've got all the sunflowers and the summer sky above. And here's another swords. You can easily tell the story in here. Obviously, I'm a Rider-Waite-Smith girl, so I really love how easy it is to interpret this. Look at this magician. Look how happy. There's our 9 of Swords. 7 of Pentacles. 3 of Wands. And the cups are autumn. So, you know, you can just see how colorful, how easy to interpret. I just love the images. Look at this 9 of Pentacles with the crow as her bird. Great deck. And again, you know, I'm not sponsored by Tivata or anything or ever given any decks, but I do love the quality of their decks. And they're authentic. You know, they're never, as far as I've gotten, never gotten a knockoff from them. So I wanted to share this because I really, now that I'm looking at it, I want to use it more. So I'm cleaning out a lot of decks that, you know, I just don't bond with or don't want to use. This one is going to come to the front of the line as far as wanting to spend more time with. All right, so let's go to our next prompt. That is the 12th deck from the right of your tarot shelf. So let's look at my shelf. Okay, so apologies if it's shaky. We're supposed to go on one of our shelves and count the 12th from the right. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so let's bring this puppy out. Okay, so I have brought that deck here, and it happens to be the Craft Felt Tarot, a newer one to my collection. I have to say I really am enjoying this deck, especially the little guidebook that comes with it. This was a Kickstarter, and I do hope it goes mass market so that everybody can have a copy. I was intrigued when I saw the amount of work that the artist put into this. she has hand cut little pieces of felt to create each and every image on here. And in these days when a lot of us are trying to not reward, AI art, this is an enormous amount of work done. So yeah, I went ahead and got it. I'm very happy about my choice because it's just beautiful. Rider-Waite Smith, easy to interpret. But what really surprised me about this deck was the guidebook. I'm not necessarily a haiku person. However, this is ingenious, and I think I'll be using the heck out of it. In fact, you can see it's kind of bent already. But in here, she has geniusly put a haiku of each card, and honestly, they're so appropriate. I mean, look at, I just happened to go to the death card. Growing wings can only be scary if you've never flown. And I just love this little book. Here's Two of Wands. Gazing creator with means to do anything. Why be still? They're just perfect little snippets that summarize each card. So that was a lucky find that we went the 12th card, and happened to be one I really, really like. And I hope that a lot of you are able to get a copy for yourselves. So let's go on to prompt 3. Okay, prompt 3 is a deck you are thinking of rehoming. Unfortunately, I'm thinking of rehoming the Wizard's Tarot. Ironically, this is the second one I've had of this. I rehomed the first one. I don't know how many of you do that too. You see other people using it and you think, gosh, I missed that. Maybe I didn't give it a fair shot. It's, Barbara Moore, which everybody loves. She's so thorough in her explanations. And I loved some of the pop culture hints she put in here. For example, everybody, including me, I thought this was more of a Harry Potter reference here. But she says a lot of it was The Magicians, that television show. I'm sure everybody's seen it. It's a nice deck. I do enjoy it. However, some of the images, I don't know. They just don't, compared to the last couple of decks I've shown you, it just doesn't, grasp me as much. I enjoy the artwork. Her dress is beautiful on the Empress. And some of the things I love the pop culture reference to. There's a strength card, and there it is, that is instantly recognizable as Game of Thrones. There's, Daenerys with her Drogo, or her dragon, sorry. And there's a couple other references. The Two of Swords is for the movie Serenity with River, which I loved. The Death card, that reminds me of the TV show Lucifer. Here he is with the detective. That famous scene where he's protecting her. That kind of reminds me of that. So yeah, some of the artwork is beautiful, but some of it, I don't know. And forgive me, artist, the illustrations are gorgeous, but some of the faces are flat for me, which, I don't know. But yeah, sadly, this is one of the ones I will probably be rehoming. There's the Serenity reference she talks about, where River was getting ready to fight. All right, so let's move on to the next prompt. Prompt 4, a deck you don't store in its original box, and why? Okay, that is the Druid Craft Tarot. And I'm sure everybody knows why. I keep mine in this lovely bag here. It's easy to open and shut. These are large cards as it is, so it's easier just to grab them, and take them in and out of the bag. The artwork the colors are gorgeous. I don't use it a lot, and I probably should, but I don't know. I'm just drawn to other decks right now. But this one, especially when everyone's, sharing their favorites, the colors always grab my eye. So a while ago, I got a copy for myself. I should give it a little more time. It deserves it. The artwork is just gorgeous. But anyway, the why. Why do I keep in the bag? Everybody can say, this here is kind of tedious. I'm pulling, it's, you know, it's tedious, it's hard, and then once you do get it out, it's the dual box problem where the cards slip around, they don't stay put. And you know, these are beautiful cards, they deserve a little better treatment, so I put them in the bag. Now I do have a runner-up to that, and that is, let me grab it here, got it for you. That's this deck, Animal Wisdom Tarot, and here's why. I took the deck out, but I just wanted to demonstrate this issue here. And the book is supposed to slide in there, and they fit in here like a puzzle, but that's very flimsy. It's just a pain that the cards always slide out of it. I understand the thought process of, you know, having it stand like a book, but it's, you know, this whole problem that annoys me. So I also keep these in a bag. Okay, next prompt. A deck with more or less than 78 cards. For me, that is the Tarot of Oneness. Beautiful deck, and I'm sure a lot of people have already, you know, talked in numbers about the beauty of this deck. The guidebook is wonderful as well. It gives you the more of a first-person view of each card. Oh, the strength card is beautiful with the big bear. It gives you, you know, more of a modern take. There's kind of, you know, lens flare going on in some of the images. So it's more of a modern tarot deck. Personally, I'm not a fan of the changing of the court cards. I know a lot of people immediately understand it, but at first glance, you know, embodiment is that king or queen. You have to get used to it. Here's one of the additional cards, Life Force Energy. I brought out the other ones for you to see here. These are the additional ones that you got. There's Synchronicity, Higher Self, Oneness, Present Moment, and Perspective. So this has more than 78 cards and is a lovely deck. Prompt number 6. A deck with a cloud on the box. All right, trying to be a little different here, but I did find cloud on this cover. Here it is, up there. There's even clouds here on the back. This is the Tarot of Dragons by Sean McKenzie, illustrations by Ferrat Solon. This is a stunning, beautiful deck. The guidebook is amazing. Full color illustrations. Stunning, stunning. Great deck. I do use this a lot. It's Rider-Waite-Smith, and it's easy to decipher. Very easy to read. Clear, concise, beautiful colors. Look at that, stunning. Not enough people talk about this deck, in my opinion. It's just brilliant. You know, you don't even have to be a dragon fan just to see what's going on here. Look at that Lovers card, just beautiful, beautiful. Brilliant idea, and I just love this deck. So this was my cloud on the cover. Look at that, five of Pentacles there. It's poor animals. All right, So let's go on to our next prompt. All right, prompt 7, a deck you've never shown on your channel. That would be this one. This is the Raven's Dream Tarot, first edition. My husband, so sweet. He knows I'm an MJ fan because I have the Crow Tarot. I absolutely love it. And I have the Urban Crow Oracle as well to match with it. So for one Christmas, he bought this for me. So sweet. And it's kind of hanging a different area from my, regular usage ones. I wanted to keep this in beautiful condition. So I haven't used it enough. But here's the guidebook. You don't get an image, but you do get a, good chunk of text there. It's a lovely deck. There's the backs. I haven't shown this on my channel because it's in the area where, the ones I have for art are, so I don't really think about them a lot. That's why it's even still in order. But you can see it's typical MJ fashion here. Beautiful collage work with the ravens. She's very talented. I can't even count how many decks she has out right now. Powerful chariot there. And look at that lion. Beautiful. So yeah, I guess I should, at least give this a try on a spread just to, get some practice with it. But it's very special to me because he bought it for me, and I love it just for, MJ's artwork. So I have it. All right. So that was the one that I haven't shown yet. I don't want to take up too much time. I know these can really drag out when there's a lot of prompts. So let us move forward. Prompt 8, a deck with another animal besides a lion in the strength card. I love lions. It's no secret. I love it when the strength card has lions. But this one, the Wild Child Tarot, that's actually the strength card on the cover. It's another Tivata tarot deck I got, and there's a QR code for the guidebook, but it's beautiful watercolor artwork. This is the strength card. So instead of a lion, in the maiden, we have a beautiful tiger, and they're embracing. It reminds me of my own cat because he loves to snuggle. So that's part of the reason why I fell for this card. But the deck, spectacular artwork. There's the lion. He's actually the King of Fire, or the King of Wands. But this is a beautiful, beautiful watercolor deck. The majors and the minors, they follow Rider-Waite-Smith, but the images aren't necessarily always with what you would think of. Death card. There's our Page of Earth, Ace of Earth. They're just beautiful, beautiful cards. It's probably one that I keep. I've used it a couple of times, but I probably keep it just because, again, I love the artwork on it. Very creative, very colorful. And of course, the strength card has a tiger and a maiden instead of the lion. So that was the Wild Child. Now there's an oracle that goes with this. I don't have it, but I do enjoy the tarot itself. Let's move on. Okay, a deck that came in a box within a box. I've got a couple like that, but this one is the first one that came to mind. And this box for the Victorian Romantic Tarot came in a box. So I keep it stored in there. I know a lot of people have already talked about this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail with it. Sadly, don't shoot me, this, despite its gorgeous, gorgeous artwork, has actually been in my purgatory drawer. Just because when I use it, I don't click with it. And that's just me. I love the artwork. I love the detail that they put into their decks at Baba Studios. Gorgeous. Gold foiling. They're so precise. They're very dedicated to what they do. But for me, it just doesn't vibe. So anyway, it is a box within a box, and I keep it in the box within a box in my purgatory drawer. So that is that. I have the book to it as well. I need to keep it together if I decide to rehome it. So, but a beautiful, beautiful deck. All right, it's time to move on to prompt number 10. All right, prompt 10 is a deck that would not appear in your top 10 favorites. Okay, that would be this one, the Beautiful Beasts. This was another Kickstarter, and when I first saw it on Kickstarter, the campaign and the images, oh, I loved the concept. Absolutely loved it. The theory is they're more of a close-up and the animal related to each card. So it's beautifully gilded. There's the backs. There's the guidebook. For me, the guidebook was not as descriptive for the animals that it talks about. Some of them are obvious, some of them are not. So let me give you an example here. Obviously with the Fool, it's, you can tell. There's the Fool's little knapsack and his rose and his feather. And this is the fur from the dog. There's the Magician. And we're kind of, see, this is where it starts to, like, what, you see the symbols, but what animal is it? The High Priestess, to me, this was obviously an owl. Beautiful artwork, the feathering and the moon pendant, gorgeous. Empress, I'm assuming that this was a cow. It's the Empress. That's usually the, abundant matron. Emperor, here we have the ram's horn, but I don't know what else is in the background there. The Hierophant, again, I'm not sure about the animal. And, I know it's hard to do, to make it obvious. The lovers are two snakes coiling. There's the Hermit. They're beautiful, as you can see. They're absolutely beautiful. The Chariot is obviously a beautiful horse's mane. That's gorgeous. And of course, my favorite, the Strength card, and there's our lion's mane. Stunning, stunning work. And this was probably a card that, grabbed me with the deck, and why I helped bring it to life. But as we go into, say, let's go to the minors here. There we go. Okay. So here's the Two of Wands. I'm thinking that's a butterfly. Three of Wands, it's a bird. Four of Wands. So it's kind of Pippish in a way. You're more, looking at pips as opposed to, Rider-Waite-Smith imagery telling the story. But, as far as pips, she's done a very good job of, making it clear what each one is. So let's look at Knight of Wands, for example. So you get a good look at Knight of Wands. Let me see if I can find it in the book for you really quick. Knight of Cups. Which way are we? Usually this way. All right. There we go. So, page, ta-da, Knight of Wands. So here we go. Consider this card your green light to go in on your latest idea. Knight of Wands invites you to commit to your dreams, embrace your limitless potential. The fiery energy running through your veins will power you, so embrace it like energetic pronghorn antelope and surge forward with inspired action. I guess a lot of us thought that it would be more, you know, talking about the animal related in the card than just a sentence. But it is a beautiful deck, a lovely creation, but it is for the, would not appear in my top 10. So let's go on. Okay, we are on prompt 11, a deck you associate with the color green. Here is my choice. This is the Into the Wild. This is the combo of tarot and oracle. Came in a gorgeous green box, and the backs are this beautiful green with the 4-leaf clover on it. And to me, it just brings to mind green deck, and this is it. This is just a lovely little deck of animals, done in a Rider-Waite-Smith way. The artwork is gentle in a way, but still gets this point across. So while the imagery might not all have, you know, green in the actual cards, for me, it just calls to mind green deck with the box and the backs. So this one, by the way, has an oracle attached to it with the tarot. It's a great deck. Okay, prompt 12, a secondhand, pre-loved, pre-owned, or thrifted deck. I only have one of those, and that is this one. This is from the Too Kind Lisa Papez. I had been wanting this deck so long, and she was kind enough to gift it to me. This is the Teddy Bear Tarot. Oh, I just love this. It didn't have a box, doesn't have a book. I don't care. Look at it. It's just so easy to read what is going on with those sweet little teddy bear images. Lovely coloring. And if you're not familiar, the reason Lisa didn't really jive with it was the 10 of Swords. I believe it has looks like blood. And I guess she thought it should have been cotton or stuffing or something like that, which I understand. However, in my opinion, I don't mind it because some things, sometimes you have to be told point blank, you know, this is done, this is over. And, you know, it could be finger paint for all I know. But, oh, I just love this deck. So this is the one that is pre-loved and gifted. And, oh, I'm so grateful to you, Lisa. Thank you. If you ever see this. I use it often. I put it in order for this video. But, yeah, a beautiful, beautiful deck. It's out of print now, which, you know, makes me cherish it all the more because it's rare. And, oh, I just love it. So that is my pre-loved deck, the Teddy Bear Tarot. Okay, Lucky 13, the deck in your collection with the most used guidebook. That's a toughie because I tend to use all guidebooks. Currently, the Feltcraft one is really, really, really at the top of my list, but I've already shown that. So I'm going to show this one, the Witch's Tarot. This is one of my oldest and first decks. Actually, it's probably the second, sorry, but the guidebook is probably one, you can see it's, you know, worn out here. The pages are worn. I just love the way Ellen Dugan writes, and she's very thorough with her cards. She not only describes in detail, you know, what is in the card, but she'll talk about the symbols of why certain things are in each card, which I really love. Great, great guidebook, very thorough. You get a full image of the card. It's black and white, but you know, it shows you keywords. It shows you reversed. This is, you know, in the back here, she's got different things about spreads. She talks about, you know, astrological signs. And again, more spreads. She's just wonderful. I absolutely love this book. And if you could feel it, you'd feel the pages are very, they get that buttery soft feel from being used and worn, and it's starting to, you know, get that loved look about it. In the deck, again, it's probably one of my second decks I ever got. I tried to edge it a long time ago in black. It's wearing off because it gets used so often. Great little deck. Easy for people to learn. Rider-Waite-Smith, of course. And that's on the cover. Gorgeous. Actually, it's not. That's on the cover of the book. Knights. But she puts, she gives descriptions of the flowers, of the colors, you know, things that are in here, what they mean. Because I can't stand it when somebody, you know, they deliberately put something in a card, and they never, you know, tell the reason why they picked that, you know, thing. Now, an author doesn't have to tell me, you know, exactly every single little thing. But if there is a deliberate, you know, reason, say why the globe is there, why the hawthorn flowers were chosen, you know, that is the kind of thing I like to learn about. So this is the Witch's Tarot. Again, an older deck, but one that, you know, I just love. And look at that strength card. Look at that lion. Love it. All right. So I will move on and not linger on this anymore. Okay. 14. A deck with water on the box. I had a few of these, but I wanted to be different, so I chose this one. Tarot of the White Cats. And this is the Temperance card, pouring water here and water down at the bottom here. It's, you know, a tiny little box, tiny little guidebook, but this little deck is a powerhouse. I usually don't gravitate to the, you know, anamorphic human body with animal heads, but a lot of these cards are more cat-centric to me with the expressions and what they're doing. So I really, really felt pulled to this deck. Rider-Waite-Smith. Look at that Knight of Pentacles. Beautiful horse. The artwork is beautiful. I know that the frames and the different, you know, languages and such take up room, but it's still lovely, lovely imagery that you can read from. All right. So that is my water on the box. Let's keep going. Okay. Last one, a deck with your most favorite card ever and why. Oh my goodness, this one was hard. I have so many favorite specific cards, and I know that as soon as I am done filming this, there'll be 50 others that pop in my head that, oh, I should have done this one, I should have done this one. But this is the first one that popped in my head, so I'm going to stick with it for now. And that is the Baroque Tarot deck. This is a very moody, artistic deck, and I really enjoy it. The card I love, let me pull it out here, is right here. It is the Strength card. Obviously my favorite, obviously has my favorite animal. I love her expression. And how instead of, you know, manhandling the lion's mouth like a lot of them do, or even, you know, helping it, like removing a thorn from it or something, This is her beside the lion, and they are both facing something together. She kind of looks a little frightened, but she also looks, you know, determined, pensive, and he looks ferocious, like he might be guarding her. And we've got that luscious red velvet here, and of course the gold outline. So this was the first one that popped into my head because I just love this, you know, as just a painting in itself. The rest of the deck is just as beautiful. I really enjoy this. Yes, the images are a little dark, but that's Baroque. You know, it's trying to get that moody medieval sense. It's Rider-Waite-Smith, and you can easily see what each image is trying to convey. Look at that Knight of Wands. Fiery action. And the Queen of Wands. Six of Cups. Eight of Swords. Very moody. Look at the High Priestess. And this is one of my favorite court cards, Page of Wands. Doesn't she look like she's having fun? There's the Seven of Wands. Look at him. He is truly standing his ground. And our emotional feeling Queen of Cups. Just lovely. It's a beautiful deck. And it was the one that popped in my head when I thought, which one is my favorite card? Obviously, I love the Strength card. And there are other cards I enjoy in other decks too, but that Strength card from this deck is the first one that popped into mind. Beautiful World card. All right, so that is the Baroque Tarot, and that also finishes off my prompts. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. Thank you, Feeding My Soul 1212, for doing this. And again, this is the first part. She's done a second one, so I will see about doing that because that's a fun scavenger hunt as well. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.